Diablo 4 just released and it's the biggest thing in gaming right now. Maybe you played the game and completed it and want to move on to another one. Or maybe Diablo 4 just wasn't for you, but you still wanted to play action RPGs. So in today's video, I have 10 options of other action RPGs that you could play if you don't want to play Diablo 4. We're starting off today's list with, of course, Diablo 3. So now why would you want to play Diablo 3 instead of Diablo 4, the newest and the latest game? Well, maybe it's about funding. Maybe you don't have enough money to buy Diablo 4 because it's a much more expensive game, or maybe you just want a different type of an experience inside of a Diablo universe. Well, you'll be happy to know that Diablo 3 has stood the test of time and still to this day is an amazing game, tons of fun to play, and has a very active community of gamers playing it. Actually, there's a lot of people that played Diablo 4, loved it, but then went back to Diablo 3 after Diablo 4 was completed for them. This is a great option. Don't be held back because the game is the older rendition of Diablo. It's still a great game. Next up, Path of Exile. Another game that's been out for approximately 10 years, but this one offers us something different. This game is free to play on Steam, which means you could download it now for absolutely $0, and you could play all elements of the game for free. In addition to that, it has an extremely in-depth and complex skill tree that you can get tons of diversification of your build within, even deeper than you can get inside of any Diablo game. Now, for some people, this is great. For others, not so much. Now, soon enough, there's going to be another Path of Exile game dropping. Path of Exile 2 will be here at some point. Until then, though, this is a fantastic option, especially for people that have zero funds and can't buy Diablo 4. As I mentioned, so much depth inside of this game, so many things to do. It's a gorgeous game, and it really doesn't look like a 10-year-old game at this point in time. I can't go wrong suggesting that you try this one. It's a must try. And next we have Undecember. Undecember is a unique game for many reasons. One of these reasons is it's available both on PC and it's on mobile as well, so you can cross-play if you're on the go. Great option. We're seeing that come in a lot of more modern types of games. In addition to this one, you have a classless system. That means when you start playing, you don't have to choose Barbarian, Sorcerer, Rogue. You build out your class as you go, and you can make hybrid classes, meaning you could have skills from a Barbarian mixed with skills of a Mage, and you could really be so diverse in how you create your character. In addition, you're not locked in. You could change this up at any point in time as well. The game looks incredible. It's less than a year old at this point in time, and I failed to mention it's a free-to-play option on Steam. Now, of course, this one has microtransactions within the game, but there's nothing that you have to buy to play the game. So you can experience a completely free-to-play experience inside of Undecember. The battle mechanics inside of the game are fantastic. It plays so well, both on PC and on mobile, and it's just really nice to have the freedom of building. Another one that I really would recommend for players that are die-hard action RPG players. Pathfinder Kingmaker is up next. This is another option, not a free-to-play option here, and this one's been out for a while, available for what I see right now on Steam. Another nice action RPG style game, maybe not as fine-tuned as some of the ones that we actually shared earlier on the list, but it is one that is another option and a good one for you to play. This is a single-player experience where you're going to dive into the world and meet people along the way, build up your character, build as you go, and experience a really true action RPG experience inside of this one. Next up, we have The Witcher 3. Now, this game does look very different than a Diablo game. The camera format itself is more like something you'll see in a Skyrim-style game than in a Diablo-style game, so that may be a turnoff for you. But now as we get a little bit more towards the middle/end of the list, I wanted to give you some more diversity in the options. The Witcher 3 is a great game that tons of people are still playing today. If you can get over the camera format, it does have action RPG style combat as well as progression as well. It's a really solid game, done really well, and it's one that you can enjoy for a long amount of time. It's another good option for you if you like how it looks. Guys, if you're enjoying the video, consider subscribing to the channel because every day I bring you lists of games that are opportunities for you to play something fun and to play something good. All right, now this one looks like a Diablo game again. We're looking at Grim Dawn right here. Another one that's not the newest. As you could tell from the graphics of the game, it looks more like a Diablo 3 style game than it does like a Diablo 4 style game, but it's a true action RPG. It's a great experience for people that are looking for an action RPG experience, whether you want to play tons of action RPGs or you're looking for a niche one that you just vibe really well with. This is a great option with great feedback from the community and one that stood the test of time because, like I said, it's been around for a while. All right, so you want an action RPG, but more of a cartoony style universe, entering Torchlight 3. And for me, I was actually a pretty big Torchlight 2 player back in the day of my Xbox 360. But Torchlight is a great game. Whether you're playing 1, 2, or 3, they are really good games, well put together action RPGs that really give you the experience you're looking for. The look of the game is more of a fantasy style cartoon looking network than you're gonna see in a Diablo where you're in the depths of hell. But it's, in my opinion, one of the best action RPGs of all time. Torchlight 2 specifically was absolutely a fantastic game. Torchlight 3 had mixed reviews, but really does give you a great opportunity to dive into an action RPG in a fantasy world with a bunch of classes and pets that you have to run around with you. You can't go wrong. All right, so now we're getting into the weeds a little bit. We're talking about Warframe. Action RPG elements, but not quite an action RPG. Still a fantastic game that could give you satisfaction if you're an action RPG player. This is a free-to-play option on Steam where you play as different Warframes. They're essentially different classes or characters inside of the game. Mobility here, third person, and amazing combat. Great looking game. You could play absolutely for free on Steam, and it really is one of the best games in the past 10 years. Yes, it's straying a little bit from action RPGs, but it doesn't mean that it's not a great option for you to check out. Elgin Ring. Okay, again, as I mentioned towards the end of the list, we're straying away from action a little bit, and now we're into more of an MMO, open world style RPG game. Elgin Ring is a fantastic game with tons of stuff to do inside of it that can take you endless amounts of time. And on top of that, it does still have elements that you would get from a Diablo style game. Is it the same genre? No. Will it give you a similar feel to something you would get from a Diablo style game? Yes, which is why Elden Ring made it onto the list today. Not a free game. You're not going to save any money on this one as it sits around 60 bucks, but it's still a great option for you to play in this space. And Lost Ark, an action RPG, free to play on Steam, made by Amazon Games, and a game that just continuously gets better over time, with new game modes coming on a regular basis, new ones coming very soon. This is a great option for you to play if you like action RPG style games and you want something a little bit different. I like this one, as does the community. It has a massive following, and it's one that you could dive into absolutely for free, so you can't go wrong there. Give it a try. What's your favorite action RPG that you're playing right now? Make sure you sound off in the comments below and let me know so maybe I could feature that game in an upcoming video.